Like, like excuse me, I lost my voice yesterday. No, I thought I was getting it back. Like to call to order the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners. Roll call, please.
Jebin Singh. McGuire.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Moran.
Here.
Zhang.
Here.
And Ortega.
Aye. Could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Jebin Singh, the land acknowledgement.
Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will. Some were drawn to leave their distant homes in hopes of a better life, and some have lived on this land since time immemorial. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of a heritage and difference. We are standing on the ancestral lands of the Dakota people. We want to acknowledge the Ojibwe, the Ho-Chunk, and other nations of people who also called this place home. We pay respects to their elders past and present. Please take a moment to consider the treaties made by the tribal nations that entitle non-Native people to live and work on traditional Native lands. Consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together here today. And please join us in uncovering such truths at any and all public events.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion on the agenda of February 18th, 2025.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Jebin Singh.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Moran.
Aye.
Zhang. And Ortega.
Aye. I'll entertain a motion on the minutes of February 11th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Jebin Singh.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
Miller. Moran.
Aye.
Zhang. And Ortega.
Aye. Commissioner Moran, proclamation from the Co Herald.
Nicole. Is there anyone here who would like to join Nicole? Oh, please, come. Come on over. All right, beautiful. It's a beautiful day. We can smile and have a good time. Yeah. Good morning. So I will be presenting a proclamation for Nicole Herald this morning. So today we are presenting a proclamation to honor Nicole Herald's remarkable dedication and career in Ramsey County, where she has provided over 30 years of public service. Nicole is leaving? Nicole is leaving a legacy of firsts, which you will soon hear about in her proclamation, and a legacy of impact. Nicole strongly advocates for intellectual freedom and worked to ensure our current and future library contain materials of diverse opinions and perspectives. She has stewarded the 600,000 items in our physical and electronic library today and developed the team that will move this work into the future. More importantly, Nicole's strength in her leadership style effectively empower her team by recognizing, focusing on, and utilizing their individual strengths. Her team has described her as gentle, knowledgeable, respectful, with a calm, patient demeanor that encourages collaboration. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are honored to have had you
Thank you.
here at Ramsey County. So the proclamation which we have here, states that Nicole Harrell has dedicated over 30 years of exemplary service to the Ramsey County Library since 1993, fostering a love of learning in young people and making a profound impact on accessible information to the community. And whereas Nicole started as a library page in 1980, returning as a temporary clerk in 1982, 1985, and 1988, earning her Master's of Library and Information Science from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign in 1988. And whereas Nicole embarked on her career as a children's librarian at Ramsey County Library, Roseville, in 1993, instrumentally planning the arrangement of the library children's room, and later then serving as a library manager of Mounds View. And whereas Nicole spearheads significant youth service initiatives and projects, pioneering Ramsey County's first baby story time, creating a story bag and story tub collections, writing grants for story time materials, and disputing outreach and debuting outreach story times at Head Start, among other programs that are now core services of Ramsey County Library. And whereas Nicole has been an unwavering champion for intellectual freedom, advocating for the rights of residents to seek, access, and receive information without fear or censorship or reprisal, fostering an environment of diverse perspective, critical thinking, and the development of a racially equitable collection. And whereas Nicole ascended to serve as the library manager of technical services, stewarding the library collection budget since 2005, demonstrating remarkable commitment to responsibly allocating public dollars and leading a team to ensure public access to knowledge and information of an astonishing value of over $24 million throughout her career. And whereas Nicole led a pivotal role in acquisition of opening day collections for Ramsey County libraries, including Maplewood, New Brighton, North St. Paul, Roseville, Shoreview, and White Bear Lake, managing and working through 4 decades of change, including adding barcodes to all library materials, and later then adding the RFID tags, in addition to the expansion to e-content material, fundamentally adding a whole new library collection. And whereas Nicole is described by direct reports and colleagues as an admirable leader with vast institutional knowledge that creates environments of respect and empowerment, with leadership based upon leveraging the strengths of her team and individual talents, using gentle, knowledgeable guidance, clear communication, and a calm demeanor that encourage cooperation and collaboration and support the spirit of public library service in Ramsey County values and priorities, and importantly, is a phenomenal baker on top of everything else. So now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners honors and celebrate Nicole Harrell for her exemplary service, outstanding achievement, lasting impact on our library system and community, and wish her a fulfilling retirement filled with peace and many more trips to the library. So I feel like I should present this to you. Is that and speak?
I'm not prepared to speak, but as the last few weeks, I've been looking over all my files and memories, and it's been a lot of years of really working to provide services and it's been a fulfilling career, I would say. Thank you to the county. Thank you all.
Thank you for your service, Nicole. I'm sure the kids are going to miss all your good work moving down the road. We really appreciate everything you've done for them. Thank you.
Close to me, I'm sorry. Breathe them right on you.
Thank you.
Intro of the team.
Oh, yes, intro. You want to introduce yourselves? I'm sorry. I'm sort of a little bit out of sorts this morning. I woke up without a voice.
My name is Kelly Flick, and I've worked with Nicole for a lot of years. I've reported to her for the last 10, and I gotta say, she's a phenomenal boss.
I'm Anna Haynes, and I've worked with Nicole for about, well, a long time also. And I'm really going to miss her. Thank you.
I'm Julie Erding. I've worked with Nicole since I started at the library, 1993.
I'm Paige Fuller. I've worked with Nicole just over 6 years now, and I've learned a lot from her about leadership and about being a librarian.
I'm Ann Wallstrom, and I've worked with the library since 2006. And once I got past not being extremely intimidated by Nicole, I found her to be just a wonderful colleague and a wealth of knowledge, and I'm going to miss you a ton.
I'm Therese Sonic, and I've worked with Nicole since 1984, and in 5 years in Duluth with her as well. Our careers kind of shadowed each other for a while. Then we came back in 1993 as well. So I've worked with her for both of our careers, and she does make fantastic bakery items. And she's been great for the library.
Ray Lockman, Deputy Director of the Library, and really lucky to have overlapped with you for even the short time I was able to.
Pang Yang, Library Director, and it's just been amazing to witness the phenomenal leadership and the legacy that Nicole is leaving. She truly has been a foundational cornerstone of what library and librarianship is for Ramsey County Library.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Who do I have here? Commissioner Shaw. Commissioner Shaw.
All right, Commissioners, Chair Becker, County Manager Becker, sorry. It is my honor and privilege today to present the Black History Month proclamation with folks from our Black Excellence Employee Resource Group, as well as our honorees. Commissioner,
And allies.
Oh, yes, and allies. Commissioner Moran and also Commissioner Carter. Where? Oh, come on up here. Don't be shy.
They have no idea. It's a surprise. They didn't know.
Yes.
Oh, they did? Come on,
All right. Yes, are we all settled? Come on. Okay. It is my honor and privilege to present this proclamation. It means so much to me as a first-generation Hmong American woman, as someone who is able to be here and the first one to be born in the United States because of the fight that so many of our Black brothers and sisters fought to be able to give citizenship and allow that to happen. So that's why I'm so deeply honored and forever indebted to so many of our Black African-American brothers and sisters who are here before us and who will also come after us. So I will read the proclamation and present it to our honorees. Whereas Black History Month is a time to honor the achievements, culture, and resilience of Black Americans and their contributions to history, society, and the economy. And whereas, since its official recognition in 1986, Black History Month has served as a vital opportunity to reflect on the struggles and triumphs of African Americans, ensuring that their impact is preserved and celebrated. And whereas the 2025 theme, African Americans in Labor, recognizes the essential role Black workers have played in shaping the U.S. economy, labor movements, and workplace protections while overcoming systemic discrimination and barriers. And whereas, from building the nation's economy under enslavement to leading labor strikes, forming unions, and shaping policies that promote worker rights, African Americans have long been at the forefront of labor justice. And whereas former Ramsey County Commissioner Tony Carter made history in 2005 as the first African American county commissioner in Minnesota, championing workforce equity, economic development, and juvenile justice reform through the initiatives such as the Ramsey County Workforce Innovation Board and the Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiatives, ensuring that Black youth had access to opportunities rather than incarceration. And whereas former state representative and current Ramsey County Commissioner Rena Moran, the second African American to serve on the board, continues this legacy by advocating for racial and economic equity, affordable housing, fair wages, and labor rights, ensuring that Black workers and families have access to opportunities and economic security. And whereas the contributions of Black workers, labor leaders, and policymakers have been pivotal in advancing labor rights and securing economic justice while making workplaces more equitable for future generations. And whereas Black History Month challenges us to reflect on the legacy and recommit to advancing equity in employment, economic empowerment, and social justice. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners recognizes February 2025 as Black History Month and honors the profound contributions of African Americans in labor, leadership, and economic justice. And be it further proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners encourages all Ramsey County residents and staff to reflect on Black workers' contributions, engage in efforts to create a more inclusive workforce, and continue the fight for economic justice and opportunity for all. Thank you. So with that, I'll present it to Commissioner Moran, Commissioner Carter, and then I'll let you two say a word and then have folks introduce themselves. All right?
Oh, thank you. Hi. It is so good to be here and to say thank you to all of you for including me in this day, particularly to Commissioner Moran. You are here now, and you have the opportunity to do really good work, which has been a part of your history, and now here in Ramsey County. So thank you so much to the board, Chair Ortega, to our county manager. Thank you so much to the new commissioners that are here. And thank you, Mary Jo, for all the work we've been able to do together. Thank you so much to those who are new at this table. You know, it's really Raphael and Mary Jo who were at this table with me. And so it's brand new, but it continues in the tradition of upholding equity for Ramsey County and making certain that all of the work that has been done by so many who are here and so many who may not be here today, but whose hearts and whose energy continues. You know, I'm looking out and I'm seeing that in addition to my husband, Melvin, who stands with me today, there's somebody who was pretty important in the work, and that's Matt Hill in the audience. And I don't always see him here at Ramsey County. Thank you so much, Matt, for all the work that you did with me as an aide in the District 4 office. There's Beverly, and thank you so much for your work. I could name so many, and I won't, because you don't have a lot of time, but I appreciate your slowing down here for us today. I just want to encourage you. You know, this is a difficult time, and we have had many. And I know that you are encouraged through it all as you look and assess what the impacts may be on Ramsey County residents during these difficult times. I know that you will uphold the impacts of the work that has been done here, which you continue to drive forward. You know, it is the inertia of that work and that which you are doing today which drives us forward and will lift us beyond any dangers of this current time and find the opportunities within it so that we can do new and even better work. So I just want to say thank you to Black Excellence also. You know, your creation and your current existence here in Ramsey County matters. It matters much. The work that you do to lift each other up and to drive our county forward, it matters much. Please continue to find each other in community in Ramsey County and to give to the entire community of Ramsey County your gifts, your talents, your efforts. God bless you all. Thank you so very much.
Can I just, excuse me, Rena. Thank you, Tony, for being here. And among you in the crowd is our new commissioner-elect, Garrison McNulty. Raise your hand.
Garrison,
He's standing behind the pillar.
Another element of Black excellence. I looked back and I saw Garrison. I said, I remember that guy. Congratulations,
Yes.
Garrison. And thank you for being a part of Ramsey County history. Thank you.
Thank you. Rena?
This feels like a moment of saying ditto. Ditto. You know, what an honor. I feel so blessed and privileged to be able to try to walk in the footsteps of our first county commissioner, Tony Carter, and to be able to do the work of the people in District 4. I am so proud of your leadership. I am so proud of you and who you are as an individual, as a mother, as a community member, and the work you've done as an elected official. You have made me proud. You have made us proud. You have made Ramsey County proud. The Black excellent team know you, value you, respect you, and it is not just within this building. So I feel so honored to have been able to do this behind you. I want to thank the Black Excellent for including me in this. I feel so honored for this as I continue to work and build the relationships and do the work of the people here in this body. I'm going to read one of the whereas on this on the proclamation, which says, from building the nation's economy under enslavement to leading labor strikes, forming unions, and shaping policies that promote workers' rights, African Americans have long been at the forefront of labor justice. And I read that because under the most horrendous conditions that anyone could live under, and that is under enslavement, where laws and policies were created to keep us in a place, we rise. We rose. And I think that's important for us to know that and to know that history, because we get a lot of reflections from others who talk about why isn't the African Americans this, that, and the other. And all I can say is we are powerful Black people doing powerful Black things under the conditions that was the foundation of this country, right? And so we rise. We rise. But this is a rise that we cannot even today do by ourselves, right? It was because of so many other people and so many other allies who saw the inhumanity of what was happening at that time, right? And so as we step forward, as we go forward, we must know that this is not a time to see less value in the strengths of people, because that's foundational, right? It has been foundational for America. And so I say, let's remember the past, right? Because if we do not remember the past, we are bound to repeat the past. But let's also hold on to the now and the future, because we are a part of creating what that future looks like for my kids, our kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. And so when we stand before you and become a part of government, it's because we want to create laws and policies and practices that are fair and just, that represent all of us, and that we are creating an opportunity that we can see the strength of Black children, Black families, Black communities, and the value that we add to not only this state, but this country. So I am so honored to be here at Ramsey County. I am super excited about being a part of Ramsey County Board. Super excited to see a new colleague who will be joining us very, very soon, right? Garrison Added Value. We have an awesome team. All I can see is not where we've been, or remembering where we've been, but where we're going, right? What an honor to be a part of this board. What an honor to be a part of a group of Black powerful leaders that are leading Ramsey County to do this work that is inclusive, right? That brings dignity and respect to the residents of Ramsey County. So thank you all so much. Appreciate you.
Excuse me.
I know you want to do
Mary
introductions,
Jo.
but I just want to, before you do introductions, I just want to make a couple of comments, because I was lucky enough to be here and work with Tony Carter, Commissioner Carter, who taught me everything I know about county government, and was a great mentor to me, and really has led in this state, on this board, but in this state and in this country, about Black excellence and about what it means to have inclusive leadership, and just be such a model, Tony, for how we should be leading our lives in together in this world. So I just really appreciate you. I appreciate, of course, Melvin Carter, all of your work with Save Our Sons and everything that you're doing, and of course everyone in this group, of all the work that you're doing for our county and helping us show the way for other counties in the state and in the country of how to do this work. So super excited. I'm so glad to have Commissioner Moran on board with us, and now Commissioner-elect McMurtry. We do have a great board to continue this work, but with all of your help, we will be able to do this work. But I I just wanted to say thanks to my friend Tony and Melvin for all of your work in helping me be the best that I can be in this work. So thank you.
Thank you. You were coming up when I interrupted you.
I just wanted to allow time for our sponsors of our ERG too, Deputy County Manager Francois and William.
Good morning, Chair Ortega.
Morning.
County Manager Becker, Commissioners. Just wanted to say I appreciate the opportunity to get up here today and for us to present a proclamation honoring two of our greatest Black leaders here in Ramsey County, our Black women leaders who have really paved the way, led the way for us to come in and do the work that we are trying to do here today. And I also think it's vitally important given the time that the inflection point we are facing right now here in history, at a time where people are seeking to rewrite alternative forms of history or flat out omit different people from history. So it was even more of a vital moment and an important aspect to highlight these two, former commissioner and current commissioner, highlight the work that they're doing. And to be honest, just let you know how much we appreciate you both, and that we're following your lead, and we intend to lighten the load, and wherever it is that you feel like you need to stop and rest, we will carry it the rest of the way. And I am William Moore, the Race and Health Equity Administrator for the Health and Wellness Service team here at Ramsey County.
Thank you.
Thank you, William. Commissioners, County Manager Becker, my name is Karen Francois, and I am very pleased to be one of the sponsors for this amazing group, Black Excellence. The folks behind me and the folks behind all of us who aren't here are truly showing their excellence each and every day here in Ramsey County. And we are the labor movement here, the Black labor movement here in Ramsey County. And I want to say, too, that Black history is American history. And we are here to ensure that we are not forgotten. We are not just the past. We are the present, and we are the future. And I want to thank the board and leadership here in Ramsey County for allowing us to be who we are and for creating a space for diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. Thank you so much to all of you for creating that space for us. And we are here. Don't forget us.
Let's have folks up and come and introduce ourselves.
Good morning. My name is Michael Stewart, and I'm representing Community Corrections.
Good morning, Michael Stewart. Arlene Hubbard, Social Services Child Protection Worker.
Noelana Gates, or Noe, and I'm the Public Sector Pathways Coordinator here at the county. And real quick, are we taking a picture? Or, okay.
Maybe we should take a photo.
Jerica Gomez, Multifamily Development Specialist with Community Economic Development.
Good morning, I'm JC Henderson. I'm a commercial real estate appraiser in the assessor's office.
Good morning, I'm Chris Emba, Racial and Health Equity Planner with Community Corrections.
Good morning, Commissioners, Chair, and County Manager Becker. You know me, Jada Lewis, Civil Division Director.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Manager Becker. I am Tina Curry, Director of the Public Health Career Pathways Program.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, County Manager Elijah Norris Holiday, Youth Justice Transformation Planning Manager for Safety and Justice.
Good morning, Chair Ortega, Commissioners, County Manager. My name is Ali Ali. I'm Director of Financial Assistance Services Department. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Whitney Moore, Planning Specialist, working with Appropriate Responses Initiative.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Carol Njuguna. I'm the Administrative Planning Assistant working with Youth Justice and ARI.
Good morning. My name is Cassandra Adler. I'm the Community Advisory Council Coordinator, and I am reclaiming DEI for definitely earned it.
And good morning, commissioners and County Manager Becker. I'm Kenny Cutler, one of Racial and Health Equity Planners with Community Corrections. And it's thank you for welcoming us today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good to see you.
Time for a picture.
You want?
Here we go with the short and stuff. Thank you. On the inside.
Yeah. Would you two just hold us right here together?
Okay.
Okay. My view. Good.
This way.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go on 3. Beautiful. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A little closer. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Nobody asked me if I wanted to say anything, so I want to help you with that. Well, you know, about Walitha Carter, she goes by Tony. She came here at the age of 16 at a full academic scholarship to Carleton College.
Wow.
She really did. And her love, she had this beautiful singing voice, and she's trying to shut me up now. Because she does not like accolades. She does not like recognition. But, you know, you're dealing with a phenomenal human being.
Mm.
When I met her, she was lead vocalist in the band that I happened to be in. And she was 19 years old. And she grabbed the mic and she said, "You want my love and you can't deny it." You know, so anyway, she came up here from Alabama and Cleveland, and I didn't see no sense in letting her leave the state. You know what I'm saying? So y'all owe me for that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Mel.
And that was over 50 years ago.
Thanks, Mel.
One of our big accomplishments is as of July of this year, we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary. And she's a phenomenal human being. And, you know, I like to brag about her because she won't brag about herself. And she won't stay in the room if you give her too much accolades. So somebody got to do it. So how many of you have been to Penumbra Theater? You know, she starred in about the first half a dozen of their series, and she really liked it. She only would sing, although she had this beautiful voice. She would only sing in matters of musical. But I'm so pleased with her. She's the only mother of my only children. And thanks to me, she did not leave Minnesota. And I want to thank her. And one of the songs she sang to me was a Minnie Riperton song. Loving you is easy because you're beautiful.
Melvin, we would have let you sing, but I was getting the looks from Tony. Okay. I lost my place here. Commissioner Jebin Singh, administrative agenda, please.
Sure. Tough act to follow, the Carters, I'll tell you. I'd like to move the following administrative items. Amendments to Administrative Code, Chapter 3, Contracts and Procurement Solicitations. Requests for proposals for commissary services. Grant acceptance and agreement to comply with the terms of the agreement with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development and the City of St. Paul for the Emergency Solutions Grant. Grant award from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources for State Fiscal Year 2025 Conservation Partners Legacy Program. First Amendment to lease agreement with Maplewood Partners LLC for temporary service center space. Memorandum of Understanding with the State of Minnesota 2nd Judicial District for Judicial Chambers Room 1630 Remodel Project. Memorandum of Understanding with the State of Minnesota 2nd Judicial District for Judicial Chambers Room 12D Remodel Project. The 2024 to 2028 Transportation Improvement Plan Amendment 1. And that's it.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Jebin Singh,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
Miller, Moran,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Let's move to
Legislative update.
legislative update.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to continue to thank the legislative team of Commissioner Moran, myself, Jen O'Rourke, and her team. And they've been working so hard down at the Capitol, and we meet weekly to go over the status of what's going on at the legislature. This last week, counties were a focus in the House Human Services Budget Committee when we testified on the impacts of the governor's cost shifts to counties. I want to thank Katie Molinari, Deputy Director of Social Services, was asked to present alongside MACSA, which is the Minnesota Association of County Social Services, and she did a great job. Thank you, Katie. Also in that committee, there were 3 county administrators from greater Minnesota counties talking about the impact to their budgets. I know they did well with that, and I'm glad we're getting on record with the impacts that these budget proposals have on us. So many thanks to everyone who weighs in to the legislature on the impact of the cuts. I'm told we will have the same opportunity with Ms. Molinare in the Senate Human Services Committee this week, and AMC is testifying in House taxes on the levy impacts of the governor's proposed tax cost shifts. Ramsey County is one of 4 or 5 counties they are highlighting. So I feel we're feeling good about that we're being able to share our story in many ways with the legislature. There are several bills related to child care being heard in the House Children and Families Committee, and several related to food security and SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, in the Senate Health and Human Services Committee, which we will be monitoring that. For the most up-to-date committee schedule, you can visit the legislative website. Government relations staff are meeting with several representatives and senators to discuss our homelessness funding bill, transportation issues, getting signatures on the Park at River's Edge bill, and getting signatures on the SCORE environmental fee funding bill. So they are hard at work. Next week, we will have the opportunity with the Association of Minnesota Counties Legislative Conference on February 26th and 27th to testify or to really talk to our legislators. So they'll be setting up meetings for all of us that are attending the conference, and I hope all of us are, that we'll be meeting with our legislators to talk to them about the issues that we have. So I hope we're all able to do that, and then right after that, most of us are going to Washington, D.C. for the NACO Legislative Conference, where we'll be talking to our congressional delegation on the issues that we have at the federal level. So we have a lot of upcoming events where we're able to talk about the issues that we have and the resources that we need from our federal and state government. So thanks again to our legislative team.
Thank you.
Thank
you. County Connections.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. As you know, it's been pretty cold outside, so I wanted to just, first of all, thank our staff throughout the organization who do some or most of their work outdoors. That they can be found in areas like property management, public works, parks, other areas, but we have a lot of staff that work outside despite the weather. And then in terms of our support around those experiencing homelessness or housing instability, we have warming spaces that serve as low barrier overflow options when overnight shelters reach capacity. And so during these severe weather days, we have extended operating hours to bridge the gaps between the closing and opening of the day of warming shelters and warming spaces. We partner with our day shelter partners to keep their facilities open longer, ensuring that residents have a safe place to go. And I received a note from our housing stability folks this morning that over these next few days, we're turning nobody away. So if folks that need something, please come to our warming spaces. You can find information at ramseycounty.us/warming spaces. They can be found at the Holy Christian Church, that's for women, the St. Paul Reformation Lutheran Church, those are for families and youth ages 18 to 24, the Phelan Activity Center, which is for single adult males, and the Newell Park Building, which is also for single adult males. And so I want to especially thank Catholic Charities, Union Gospel Mission, who've extended their hours as well, bridging some transportation from their times to our warming space openings, as well as just the team, both in our housing stability area and also our partnership with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. So picking up folks and getting them to a warm place. So I want to thank everybody for doing that work while at night, that's when a lot of that work happens. So thank you.
Outside board and committee reports, could we begin with Commissioner Jevon Singh?
Yes. Basically, I do want to just say that the onboarding continues, and just I want to thank our Ramsey County leadership and staff for continuing to bring us up to speed one layer at a time. So last week, I was able to get an overview and a deeper dive from our Public Works Department, Parks and Rec. I had a chance to do a full tour of the county courthouse and the law library, where I sit on that advisory board, and also from community and economic development. So thank you so much for that. Continued learnings to happen. I was able to attend the Ramsey County League of Local Governments meeting, a chance to have us meet with our Ramsey County legislators and to have a space to share concerns and ideas and to connect with them. And also was able to get an update on the Climate Action Work Group, which is a local initiative to make sure that our municipalities are aligning with our work in our environmental work. So happy to see those partnerships going forward. I also was able to attend a workforce event, Ramsey County workforce event, Construct Tomorrow, which was wonderful. It was a great opportunity for high school students to interact and explore the trades. And it was wonderful to see for students to be able to experience what an apprenticeship would look like, as there were folks from the trades there who were giving them hands-on tutorials, and I got to experience that, the encouragement that they would get, and the excitement of students to realize that there were many more opportunities available to them than perhaps they've been able to imagine in their own lives. So thank you for everyone who put that event together. I also was able to tap into the Empowering Progress African Americans in the Labor Movement panel discussion. It was a Zoom discussion that was really powerful. I have to say, working with older adults for most of my professional life, I am most inspired when I am surrounded by elders, and what a wonderful chance to hear from labor leaders who have invested in this community and passing on their wisdom to us going forward. I had coffee with the cops in North Oaks, and it was wonderful to be able to meet, again, some of the folks who are patrolling our northern suburbs, and to get a sense of the work that they've done and the length of their careers. and to be able to not only chat with what they're doing now, but what their different experiences as they've come up through the ranks and the different offices and work that they do, which I think it helps us when we're in these positions to understand that when you say you work for law enforcement, that could mean one of 100 things, because there's so many different ways that they interact with our community. So I appreciate everybody who's been sharing those direct experiences with us. I was able to also attend the Ramsey County's video and talk to some of the advocates there and continue to get their concerns about how changes at the state and federal government are impacting the people that they are working with and advocating with. And I encourage continued sharing of those stories with our county commissioners and with specifically in the District 1 office. I will have a chance this Thursday participate with Mental Health Day on the Hill to speak with our legislators and advocate for issues concerning folks living with mental illness and the folks who are working with them. And again, if you are unable to attend but you would like to share any stories or anecdotes or concerns, don't hesitate to send those to our District 1 office, and then those go forward with me when I'm in those spaces. And that goes, too, for the fact that, as my colleague has said, that we will be moving on to Washington, D.C. for the national conference. And so if there are any concerns or anecdotes or specific issues that you want us to have to carry forward, now's the time to share them so that when we are speaking, it's not just from an abstract or policy level, but we have the true stories of people right here in Ramsey County, so that we can share those with the people who are making decisions. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then there was one I do want to highlight and maybe circle back, County Manager, the outreach activity with FOZ coming up on March 3rd. I know I saw that being highlighted, an opportunity for folks to, maybe I can...
Are you talking about financial assistance?
Yes.
Yeah, that there's an outreach opportunity. I'm not aware of that, but maybe I can do some more research and get back to you.
And pull that, okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Kelly?
Yes, it was, again, been a busy week, cold week. So last week I attended the Metro Emergency Services Board, and per the Joint Powers Agreement, Ramsey County shall have one representative on and one of their 4 executive officials. My Commissioner Chang, you're just no longer the chair, so I am their treasurer. We also learned, we also had a legislative priorities presentation and discussion from Larkin Hoffman, which was really great. I also attended the Ramsey Washington Recycling and Energy Board. I sit on their finance and or facility and finance committee. They do have a surplus of $6 million, which is great. And then we were presented 3 options were discussed on what to do with the funds. Some of it will go back. About 1.3 was from programs. The surplus was from programs, so that will be added back to a program fund balance per policy. And some will go towards salaries as the R&E continues to grow out their programming. 4.6 from facility. Those funds will go towards the Equipment Maintenance and Repair Fund, or EMR, learning. And then also some other options were discussed, so we'll present it at the next full board meeting. I also attended St. Paul Indians in Action, or SIA, last week. Ramsey County did host the meeting over at Plato Boulevard and was able to learn more about the Mississippi River Learning Center project that the city of St. Paul is looking at redevelopment for the Westgate Marina and boat storage. County Manager Becker and Nicole Bean also presented about the ongoing work and partnerships that the county has with the American Indian community. And I also just want to note that and thank the Ramsey County staff for their attendance and participation at SIA. Showing up in community and growing those relationships is really important, and I want to thank them for taking time out of their day and schedule to attend. And then on Friday, I attended the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives March in Minneapolis. Kathleen and I, we were able to hang out and walk the march with the Department of Indian Work team. There were hundreds of people in attendance that marched through the streets of South Minneapolis. I'm not sure if you were able to see it. It was highlighted on the news, the helicopter. It got a little cold halfway through, but it was still very powerful, and it definitely raised more awareness about the missing and murdered Indigenous relatives in Minnesota. Looking ahead, tonight I will be at the North St. Paul City Council meeting and a few other meetings with White Bear Lake next. So,
Thank you. Commissioner Moran.
few things. One of the joy of being a county commissioner is to show up with when we have new employees. So I had the privilege of meeting our new employees and welcome them to Ramsey County. So that's always great to see the new faces and get people coming in fresh, right? So we want them to keep that freshness and that drive to do well for the residents of Ramsey County. I also attended a graduation, which is another favorite thing of mine to do, is to show up in the communities and see individuals who are graduating from a program that's been hosted and sponsored and led by Ramsey County. So this was a Pathfinder cohort graduation, and the event marked the culmination of the Trailblazers cohort hard work and dedication and their incredible journey in the world of coding and development. IT is of the day and of the future. So to see a really great, diverse group of individuals graduating from that cohort was really good to be able to show up and see that. Also, along with our government relation team, met with Majority Leader Senator Aaron Murphy, who is also part of Ramsey County Legislative Delegation, and to have a conversation with her as the leader around Ramsey County priorities. So often, when we're busy here at the county, we need great partnerships at the state who can bring our voices and our priorities into those committees and other rooms to say, to share what it is we're doing here at Ramsey County. So we did an update with Majority Leader around our priorities and to help her just to be better at, doing that on behalf of Ramsey County. And let me just say she is a champion of Ramsey County, and so really, really excited about that. And also just to talk about, we have shared, the governor has a budget that he has put out there. And I think it was important that as we hone down on the impact that his budget will have on Ramsey County, that we are able to also share those things with our Ramsey County delegation. And so she was very clear about, I'm with you, give me a one-pager so I can have the talking points and know exactly that we're all saying the same thing. Because Ramsey County is that county that must serve, and do not turn anyone away, regardless of where they come from. We are serving them. I also had an opportunity to meet with, with Judge Starr, and one of the things I think is a value of doing, I do a lot of meetings, I do a lot of one-on-ones, just to get one is about building relationships, and one is to hear from others and learn from others, but also share what we're doing here at Ramsey County. And Judge Starr is one of those judges where we have children and families coming before her for out-of-home placement. And so I had opportunity to talk to her about the Minnesota African American Family Preservation Disproportionality Act and how she sees the language from her vantage point as a judge. So good meeting, good time, good way of building relationships and connecting. And so I'm going to end in the spirit of Black History Month. We had William Moore who talked about the history that currently will be erased, who people wants to erase history, don't want to talk about history, or even going into our schools to say this is what you can and cannot do. I think it's important that I share this Black History moment. And this is John Francis, known as J. Frank Wheaton, who was the first African American to serve in the Minnesota legislature. I never knew this, right? And that's because we don't know the history, because it's not shared, it's not taught. But, so a little bit about John Frank, J. Frank. So John Francis Wheaton, a Twin City lawyer and orator, became the first African American elected to serve in the Minnesota legislature in 1898. A target of racial prejudice throughout his life, Wheaton believed in the political process as a means to improve the state civil rights laws. Wheaton was born on May 8, 1866, in the Hagerstown, Maryland, to Jacob Francis and Emily Green Wheaton. He valued education and worked hard to attain it. A Storer College in Harper Ferry, Virginia, he earned a teaching degree and taught school while studying law. Later, he taught a summer business course at Dixon Business College in Illinois. In 1892, he attained a law degree from Howard University Law School in Washington, D.C. After months of struggling against discriminatory practices, Wheaton was admitted to the Maryland bar and permitted to practice law. Wheaton's strong interest in politics were perhaps inspired by his father, who claimed to be the first African American to cast a vote in Maryland after blacks achieved suffrage in 1879. Young Wheaton was named a delegate to the Maryland Republican State Convention 3 times, in 1887, in 1889, and 1891. Sidebar real quick. In the 1800s, Republicans of then were Democrats of now, right? Mm-hmm. So it's switched. So when you hear people say, oh, it was those Republicans that did that. Anyway, sorry about the sidebar. He campaigned for presidential candidate Benjamin Harrison in 1888, giving speeches at locals meeting. That year, at age 22, he was chosen as an alternate delegate to the Republican National Convention in Chicago. So Wheaton moved to Minnesota in 1893. He put himself through the University of Minnesota Law School by working as a hotel waiter and railroad porter. In 1894, he received his degree, and he was the first African American to graduate from the law school, and the only the fourth to earn a degree from the university. So Wheaton's political career quickly advanced in Minnesota. He began his work in the law office of Judge William A. Kerr in 1894. The judge helped the young lawyer attain a position in 1895 as assistant file clerk for the Minnesota House of Representatives. There, Wheaton earned a salary of $5 per day. Judge Kerr would later appoint him as the second deputy clerk for the Minneapolis Municipal Court in 1897. But despite his good education and respect standing in the community, Wheaton continues to encounter prejudice based on his race. In 1895, he went to lunch at the Creamery restaurant in Minneapolis, where he was discriminated against. So there's a lot more that I could read, but I'm going to end with this here. Wheaton's decision to run for public office in 1898. He ran on a Republican ticket to represent the Kenwood district of Minneapolis. Did we know that? The district had an estimate 9,000 eligible voters, fewer than 50 of whom were black. Some voters in the district expressed prejudice concerns about a black candidate, but Wheaton won the election. He became the first African American to serve in the Minnesota legislature. He introduced 15 bills during his one term in office because things changed, right, with laws and policies and practices. And chief among them was an amendment to an 1885 civil rights bill that prevented businesses from refusing services to anyone on the basis of race and color. Wheaton proposed an addition that made the list of pertinent business exhaustive. The bill passed both the House and the Senate and was signed into law by Governor John Lynn on March 6, 1899. Black History Moment in Minnesota.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last week, I joined the St. Paul Children's Collaborative meeting we discussed our youth outcome plan, and we adopted or incorporated 3 items to this. And those items include an emphasis on mental health, and that's because that was something that our group had been talking about since last year. We listened and we received presentations from several community organizations that did that work, and so we those 3 items were that we are going to include as a part of our youth outcome plan. This is essentially our youth agenda, basically. And at the Children's Collaborative, it's a partnership between Ramsey County, St. Paul School District, and the Community Action Agency, as well as a partnership from the city. To really focus and leverage resources that we have coming together, including the local time study dollars. And our youth outcome plan there, we added that young people have a high social competence. Young people have a positive identity. And these are items that are a part of, kind of the student survey that they already take too. So those would be some of the measures that we would be able to help track as a part of our work. In addition to those 2 items, the ones that have been longstanding are that young people are ready for kindergarten, young people are reading by 3rd grade, young people have health coverage, young people are connected to caring adults, and also that young people are safe and free from child abuse and neglect, and young people graduate from high school. These are basically guidelines that will help to inform our next round of grants. We have a 2-year cycle, and so we are nearing the end of our 2nd term here. So we have to release an RFP later this year to organizations that have or meet any of those items that focuses on those items. And so I joined a subcommittee because what we are seeing and what we know is that these youth indicators are not improving. They are, if anything, they're getting worse. And that's really because of so many of the things that are happening, both economically, the pandemic. We're seeing that mental health is a growing need for our young people, even younger than the age of 10. So these are items that we have to be discussing about how are we going to pull and activate all of our resources from state, city, school district, county, as well as the community action partnership to be able to focus on items. So that's the charge of the committee, is to look at these items and see if we are going to change the RFP to be released later. And Commissioner Moran is also joining me on that committee as well. And then last week, I also joined the Eastside Business Association's annual meeting. We heard from, folks who are on the ground. We met the new ED of the Latino Economic Development Center, and they expressed how so many of our businesses here are not seeing workers come in, or they're just concerned about not just operating in general, and seeing revenue decreases of 50%. And that is, just very striking. I just even as individuals, can you imagine if your household income dropped by 50%? And that's just very drastic and just very concerning. And the call for all of us is that we should help support these small businesses and shop locally, because it makes a big difference. And in an instance where large corporations are pulling out of diversity, equity, and inclusion work, what no other better way to support local businesses than now? And there are folks who are right in our communities. And then the next meeting that I attended last week that I would like to highlight is our Eastside Economic Development Hub. this is the one that Rooted Philanthropic had convened several of our Eastside Economic Development organizations, as well as service providers, to come together to talk about how we can help support businesses on the East Side with a focus on the East Side. And so I invited Fabio, who's the county's small business and entrepreneurship manager, attended, and he did a really good job just sharing what the county has for economic development and/or business supports. And it was so well received. Our economic development arm of the county is fairly young, and most folks didn't even know that we had several different types of programmings that were available. So he just did a really good job that folks were like, I need to connect with you after this. So it's just a great reminder that we need to just share about a lot of the good things that the county has. And it's really in part because we've been so listening to community members and working with community organizations to be responsive. And this is something that's that's changing, right? We're gradually becoming more responsive to the community needs in meeting where they are at this current point in time. So just kudos to Fabio for doing a great job and for joining us that day. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary Jo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about some things that have been going on this last week. And the Ramsey County League of Local Governments met and had their meet and greet with legislators. And so that was on Thursday night, where they discussed legislative priorities and the biggest issues coming out of the 2025 session. So that was a good to have that meeting. With the Ramsey County League is a league that has all of our city representation and our school districts, and all of the county commissioners are always invited to those meetings. So they have great meetings. Also, just want to recognize that NACO is still having their membership meeting. They call them the membership meetings first 100 days. And so those are meetings where they highlight what our National Association of Counties is doing in conjunction with our federal government, and all the changes that are happening quite quickly there, to talk about how counties can respond and how counties are affected by what's going on at the federal level. So these are really important calls that we're all invited to. The next call will be this coming Friday, February 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So I just encourage people to be on those calls. Also, I was lucky to be invited by the Council of Local Authorities for International Relations in Japan to a local government exchange and cooperation seminar last week, and was really fortunate to be with 7 other people from local governments in the United States and 3 from Canada, where we met with members of the Japanese local government groups, and we had an opportunity to share information and to learn about the issues that they have in local government, and we were able to share with them our issues, and it was a really great opportunity for network building. And I learned as much from my colleagues in the United States and Canada as I did from our Japanese colleagues. But they were from groups such as the League of Cities, Council of State Governments, CSG, National Conference of State Legislators, City Government Association, and it was just really a great conference to network with each other about the issues that we all share. So I was fortunate to be a part of that. That was due to my role as immediate past president of our National Association of Counties. So I was grateful to be there. I also we already talked about how next week is also our Association of Minnesota Counties Legislative Conference, and then right after that, the National Association of Counties. So I hope we're all able to go to that. And then, Mr. Chair, I just want to say, just to comment on yesterday being President's Day, and the groups that met around the country to really expressed their concern over the balance of powers that we need to resurrect in this country. They were concerned about the unchecked power of the presidency right now, and really, I want to highlight the importance of civic education in our communities, in our schools, that we really have, that we really focus on teaching our kids and adults what it means to be a part of our democracy, and about the shared power that we have in this democracy. And I was grateful that people met on a very cold day here in Minnesota, but also throughout the country, to really express their concern over the unchecked power of our president. And so we really need to keep focusing on how we have shared power between the three branches of government: the president, the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. And these are all lessons that we need to keep stressing, and we need to make sure that our schools are able to have the time and resources to teach civic education and to teach about our democracy. This fact that our public schools were started in this country not to teach reading, writing, and arithmetic, which are very important, but they were started in this country to teach about what it means to be a part of a democracy, because we had people coming from all over the world that had not been a part of a democracy. And so schools were there to teach what it means to be a part of it, to be a responsible citizen, and to be a working member of this government. And so I just encourage everyone to keep the Constitution alive, we the people, and to really be focusing on our role as citizens. So I wanted to reflect on the fact that yesterday was President's Day as one member of a shared power agreement in this country. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let me just say that civic hasn't been taught in our schools for a long time.
Right, I know.
My kids didn't get it.
This is a
If
disaster.
it wasn't because I was a history major at Fordham, and I took them to Washington several times, they got zero in the schools, and thank you for raising that. It's critical.
It's a huge crisis, and it's
It
something
is a
that I know
crisis.
NACO works on, AMC, we all need to keep working on it. I will say that because I had just spent some time in Japan, that countries throughout the world are much better at teaching civics than we are. And those kids know way more about our government than our kids do. So I think it's a real crisis, and we need to keep working on it. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
I want to begin. I want to thank the sheriff and Keith Lattimore. You were talking about the warming spaces and so forth. They're doing a great job. The cooperation between them in terms of making sure that we address, a lot of our homeless and people needing housing. The Sheriff's Department has provided the transportation, working along with our housing folks. So I want to give a kudos to that, because that's what we need right now. We need to make sure that Ramsey County, Inc. is operating efficiently and together. Excuse me. The other issue is the issue, Maishang, that you brought up regarding the businesses. I've been, Ling and I have made visits, but most recently, in the last couple of days, I've been getting a lot of feedback from community folks. And, for our immigrant communities, they're very fearful. And so that's having an economic impact, especially when you talk about the East Side, that has a lot of different immigrant groups. It has an impact on the businesses. They're hurting. But it also has an impact on things like our food banks. Folks are not going to our food banks. Some of our food banks have dropped by 30, 40%. And that has to do with the same issue of fear.
Wow.
So I just wanted to let folks know that we're here to serve everybody. We follow the laws, but in this state, in Minnesota, we make sure that we service people first, and they need to know that. And we're just going to have to live through this. Excuse me. real quick, I'll just pick out a couple of things. Ling and I met with the mayor and the owner of the Wilds. We continue our discussions about, they have a huge legislative ask, and I'm making sure that our River's Edge is included. We're asking them to change their vision and make it one package. The owner has, I think, has given marching orders to say, let's go back to the drawing board and see how we make that happen. So we're waiting to get a response back. The other thing is I met with Russ Stark regarding the Purple Line. Mary Shungor had a staff meeting and encouraged them to come with the county. If we can't have a federal project, White Bear being a county road, how could we improve the transit service, make it a more transformative service for that part of the county? I'll leave it at that. I'm running out of steam here. Any other? We will have a rail authority meeting, a HRA meeting. No?
Yes, yes, both.
Okay.
Both
And,
days.
and then we'll have a workshop at 10:30, a little bit behind. That was due to Melvin Carter singing.
That's right.
And and I think, is it Commissioner Moran? You're chairing that, correct? I'm going by memory here.
This afternoon.
Oh, this afternoon, so it's you. It's Commissioner Sean. We are adjourned. Are you ready to go with the rail authority?
Keep going, and then it's gonna be on your
Just
right.
hop right
It's
in.
just a little bit down the way.
Like to call to order